Hey guys, Wiseguy here. Welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program tutorial. I will be teaching you how to land on the moon. Last tutorial I taught you how to dock, so and it seems to be doing pretty well. It's getting quite a bit of views, so we're gonna teach you how to land on the moon today. So hopefully we're gonna do that. I got my lander here. We're taking off. We're a little wobbly, but hopefully we're going to be all right. First order of business: get into an orbit. That's pretty much your standard procedure for everything Kerbal Space Program. Get yourself into a nice orbit, and then you can make your burns to your moon or whatever celestial body you're heading for. But all right, I'm gonna get myself into an orbit, and I'll be back with you guys when I got that, cause I'll bypass all this boring shit. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. And here we are. We got ourselves a nice orbit of about 90,000 meters. So let's get to it. You're now 25% of the way to the moon. Congratulations. First order of business: set the moon as your target. You're gonna need this so you can see how close you are to getting your intersection. And the next order of business: set up some nodes, add a maneuver, and start playing around with it. Like right here, grab your prograde and drag it out, and you can see your little nodes there. We got an encounter right there. That was a quick, look at that. You can see right here, let me just point it out to you, your little nodes right here, they'll get closer when you do this, your retrograde, and there, look at that. You got a nice little encounter right here. So let's go ahead and do it. We have 3 minutes until we get to the node. And, well, first thing, I want to deploy my solar panels. I don't want to risk ever running out of battery, which shouldn't be a problem considering my lander has solar panels on top of it. But I like to be on the safe side, and that's a disposable solar panel. I should turn my RCS on. There we are. Alright, we're now lined up for it, for our burn. So let's do a little time warp. We need 30 seconds to burn, approximately. Oops, we went a little too much, but that's no big deal. We'll still get our encounter. So here we go, we're burning away, getting up there quite a bit. And then we don't even need to burn the full time. Let's just watch the map and see when we get our encounter. And then we can actually stop burning and probably save on just a little bit of fuel. So as it grows, get ready to cut back. Let's throttle down, down, down. And there we go. We saved, not much fuel. It really wasn't worth it, but no big deal. So there we go. We are going to encounter the moon. We're well on our way. Hey, there goes the Wiseguy station. Did you see that little blue thing? That's pretty cool. So let us make way. This may not be the most efficient way to get to the moon, but by God, we are going to get on this son of a gun. So here we go. The moon encounter. Alright. We are now in the gravity pull of the moon. Holy shit, we're actually going to crash into this thing. So let's see if we can fix this, because I really want to get in orbit first. There we go. That'll do it. Alright, I've never really had that happen to me before, but look at that. Without doing any nodes, we're going to crash right into it. We have that good of a pull on it, but to fix it, we just go in here and grab this one and get us a nice little altitude here. Let me find a nice, how far up is that? 5,000? I want to be about 32, that's pretty good. That gives us plenty of time. So we have 11 minutes to the node. Now let's find it. Where's my blue node? Where are you? I have maybe one too many RCS things on here, because as you can see, it's actually turning my ship, which I really don't want to do. Let me just disable all the RCS ports on the lander for now. I don't want it to screw me up. We'll be using those at some point, possibly. Alright, we're alright. There we are. That negates all problems. Alright, I have to be level, that's just my thing. Alrighty, we now have 10 minutes. It's only going to be a 1-second burn to fix our little problem, so wow, that's pretty good. 4, 3, 2, 1, slope, and done. There we are. We got a nice orbit right now. Alright, so now that we have that, normally it would go straight to this, add another maneuver, at your periapsis. And god dang it, come on now. There we are. Just had. Come on, where's my maneuver nodes? Oh, here we are. Add maneuver, and let us use your prograde. And there you go. This will give you an orbit around the moon. Now let's just bring it down a little bit. Not too much, because we're going to have to do some fine-tune adjusting when the time comes. So let's find our node, the blue one again. I'm sorry, I don't know what the blue one is called. I know that's where I need to point to do whatever it is I gotta do. Alright, it's clearly not up here. There it is. Come on, ship, turn! Disabling this RCS really made it slower. How much monoprop do we got? Oh, geez, we got a lot of monoprop. Alright, here we are. Perfect. Okay, let's do that. Alright, we got 53 minutes until we get there, so time warp it out. We're down to 27. Slow down when you get to the end there with your time warp. You don't want to go too fast. And it's going to be an 8-second burn. So here we are, we're almost there. And that's close enough. Start your burn. Max throttle that son of a gun. Here we go, almost there, and done. We now have an orbit. Oops, come on, close. We now have an orbit around the moon. But I don't know about you, I don't like this. I want it to be online with everything else. To do that, find the node where it kind of sort of intersects. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. Where it kind of sort of intersects. Here we go. Right here we'll do it. Come on, you bugger. Everything's getting in the way. Alright, so add maneuver. And now take your pink circle and drag it down until it's lined up like that. And then you can do prograde again to lower your orbit again. So how long is that? That's going to be a 4-second burn. And now let's find it again. Where are you, you little bugger? There he is, there he is. Come on. Go this way, ship. Stop going that way. There we are. And bingo. Alright. Let us now time warp to get there. It's going to be a 4-second burn. Look at the moon. We're on the dark side of the moon, guys. Oh, look at that. What's that down there? That's my Apollo style flag. And something else down there. I don't know which one that is. Which one is that? I don't know. Not important right now. So we got another 20 minutes. We're warping as fast as we can because we're so low. We're almost there. We got 10 minutes. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, I screwed it up. I went way too fast and I blew it up. So let's redo it here on this side. Add maneuver. And this time do the opposite. There we go. And then we can lower our apoapsis. That's good. Alright. That was my mistake. I time warped too fast. You really don't want to do that too much, but hey, it is what it is. And here we go. Point yourself at the blue targeting thingy, whatever it's called. I'll probably look it up after this video. There we go. Alright, let's not blow past it this time, wise guy. We got 20 minutes to get there. 17, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. No need to time warp any faster. Ah, bugger, it took us down to 50. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's just do a little bit more. There we go, that's good. And burn, baby, burn. This will give us a nice little orbit. Bam! And that's all she wrote there. Guess what, guys? We're now 50% of the way there for a moon journey. Alright, you ready for this? It's time for a landing. Here's how I do it. Take the side I'm opposite on. I really want to land on the light side of the moon because I want to see what I'm doing. So, you know, set up a maneuver, do your periapsis, and right there. You clearly see you lost your periapsis over here, and you are now going to land on the light side of the moon. It's beautiful. And we're almost out of fuel in this stage, so we'll have to separate. And good thing I added another thing of fuel to my lander stage. So that's pretty slick. Oh my god, ship! This thing is a beast. Okay. And we only need to burn for probably not even a full second, because we only need 18 meters. And there we go. We are now on course to land on the moon. Alright, what I want to do now, whatever RCS I have in here, I want to transfer out to here, because this stage is going to be ditched. Oops. This stage is going to be ditched here in just a little bit, and that RCS will go to waste. I want it just in case it's needed. And look at that ball. That ball RCS is completely empty, so let's fill her back up. Oh boy, this takes forever. Sorry, this part's taking a while. Oh, and if you didn't know, to transfer fuel between modules, you hold down left Alt and then right click on the two, and then that gives you this one. You hit out on the one that's on this stage, and then so on and so forth. And so is this one. So left Alt, click, click, out. Is there any more RCS on that last stage there? Because I want it. Yes, there is. Yes, victory. There's a whole nother one. I forgot how much I put on these things. I built them so long ago. So let's fill back up. I really should just disable those so they aren't drained. Alright, that's it for that. Alright, so let's do a little bit more time warp until we're on the light side of the moon. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, we are now on the light side of the moon. I'm going to do... Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to do something a little probably foolish, but I'm going to do it anyway. YOLO. I'm going to burn myself retrograde. The last bit of fuel that's in here, I want to do it that way. Just completely burn retrograde to try and zero out our speed here, because as you can see from my speedometer or odometer, look at how much that slowed us down. So now we're out of fuel, so let's jettison that junk, and let's activate our lander stage. And if you see right here, look how it's slowing us down a considerable amount. Now this is going to burn up a lot of fuel, so you need to make sure your landers have plenty of fuel, because if you're going to try and get back, you're going to need it as well to get back into orbit and do whatever it is you're going to do. So as you can see, we are now almost zeroed out, and bam, we're essentially going straight down now. Now all we need to concentrate on is slowing down. So let's put out our legs. Our landing legs, we're going to need them, so hit your G button, or if you want, you can hit the gear button up here. It does the same thing. They lower and raise the landing gear. Bill and Jeb are freaking out, and to be safe, I'm going to do a quick save, because I'm, I want to be safe. So we're doing a time warp. Look for the shadow. I don't see a shadow, but let's slow ourselves down regardless. There we are. Woo! Make sure you try and keep yourself pointed retrograde as much as you can, because if your retrograde is pointing straight up like it is right here, it means you're going straight down. And that's what you want. You don't want to go too much sideways or any of that movement. There's a shadow. Alright, max it out. We got to slow ourselves down. You want to be ideally under like 10 or something it is. So let's do it. We're almost there. Look at the shadow. Look at the shadow. We're on a hill. This may not be the best of landing spots. Stay, stay, stay. There we go. We are on the moon. Congratulations, guys. You made it to the moon. Now let's get Jeb out here and have him do his thing. Jeb, fall. Boom. And we extended our ladder, so here we are. Let's activate our RCS backpack, and there we are. Welcome to the moon, everyone. So this is the moon. And let's just do this. Plant a flag. Get these formalities over with. And where's my thingy? There we go. Jeb. Whoa. Ooh, I can't even spell Jeb. Jeb. I can't spell Jeb. Jeb was here. Yes, he was. And today's date is 12-6-2013. For those non-American, that's December 6, 2013. I'm sorry if I'm doing it the wrong way. So let me reactivate our little thing here, and let's get back inside our capsule. I know what you're thinking right now. You're probably thinking, Wiseguy, what are you doing, man? You probably don't have near enough fuel to get... Oh, shit. Oh, crap. I hit my head. You're probably thinking, Wiseguy, you're a damn fool. You ain't got enough fuel to get back. I can't even get back in my lander. Jeez. Yeah, you're right. I am pretty stupid. Can't even get back in my lander. There we go. And board. Dumbass, you can't get back home with that amount of fuel? That's where you're wrong. I took some preemptive measures. Not only do you see my little space station right there, but you see this? I made some pre-planning and I put an orbit around the moon just before I started recording this fueler. Now there is not much fuel left, but it's more than enough to get us back home. So that's what we're going to do. We are now going to dock with this robotic fueling station and go home. And as such, I'll turn on that light to make life a little bit easier. So let us get back into our lander here. Jeb was here. Ooh, dang it. Did that again, sorry. Let's get back into our lander. Switch to my lander. And come on, load faster. Alright. Now as you can see, the fueler, much to my cringe, is going in a opposite direction than I prefer to go. I prefer my orbits to be counterclockwise. It's going clockwise, but that's the fate that, and that's why I also wanted my orbit to be close to it. So let's take off on this thing. Alright, so you're going to get yourself into an orbit, and you're going to start pointing yourself directly periapsis, or whatever way you want to go, pretty much right away. And there it is, actually, you can see it. So we got to create our orbit, max power it out here. It is on an orbit of about 10,000, so let's get a nice orbit going here. So that's at about 10,000. We'll fine adjust it as we need to. And there we go. And creating an orbit. And pray we have enough fuel to do this, but we should, considering I added an extra one of these. Ah, yes. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to fine adjust here. But that will come at a moment's notice. There we go. Look at that. We have our orbit. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is fix myself right here. And I need to go up with it. There we are. Bingo. Actually, that's a little too much. Okay, that's good. Yep, that's good. So let's time warp ourselves now. Where is my... There we go. Alright, we got 13 minutes before we're there. And then we can fine adjust it by making our orbit lower than it so we catch up to it. And we'll eventually catch up to this son of a bitch, dock with it, and then we will get Bill and Jeb home. And this will be their final mission. I'm retiring Bill and Jeb after this. Jeb and Bill spent many years on Wiseguy Station, and Jeb and Bill have made a couple of trips to the moon and back. It's time for them to retire. So this is their final bid, sending them to the moon one final time. Okay, let's turn our lights. Nah, we don't need those right now. Alright, we only need to go 36.4 meters. And we're actually catching up with this thing. That's actually pretty good. There we go. Oh. Don't want to go too fast. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me time warp faster a few seconds ago. That's good. And now let's fix ourselves. That's good. We are now online. Sweet. Okay. So now we need to get ourselves a little bit lower in orbit to catch up to this thing. Not too much though. Actually, we need to go to periapsis and make a lower orbit, unfortunately, so we're going to lose a little bit of ground going around this thing. Going around it, but that's not a problem. So, while it's doing that, let us reactivate. Oh, can't do it while we're warping. Isn't that a bitch? I made the orbit very low on the refueler on purpose, just in case I didn't have enough fuel to take off and dock with it. And but that didn't seem to be a problem. So here we are. We are now 30 seconds away from it. And here we go. Alright, let's start burning. About 9,000 meters will be pretty good. So let me do another little time warp to get up to periapsis. 50 seconds. That's good. And here we go. And that should be perfect. Alright, now it's the waiting game. Now the waiting game of catching up with this damn thing. But look how close we are to the surface. Well, you can't really... Hey, look, it's Kerbal! We're going home to there, guys. Alright, I'm gonna let this thing catch up. So I'll be back with you whenever I finally catch up with it. I don't want you to sit through 15 orbits or whatever it takes to get there. So I'll be back with you when we're close and we can start docking procedures. Alright, here we are. We're going to get within 5 kilometers of the refueler. I raised the fueler's orbit a little bit to around 35,000 kilometers. So it would give me a little bit more time to react should something happen. So there we are. Alright, standard docking procedure. We now have to burn ourselves retrograde, I'm sorry, and even our asses out. So let's do that. And there we go. Ah, bugger, I did it again. Alright, so let's find it on here. It's not right there. It's right there. There you are, you beautiful bastard. Alright, let's burn. It's pretty much just like in the docking tutorial that I showed you earlier. But this time, it's actually a hell of a lot easier. Because there's absolutely zero gravity. Well, I mean, there's some gravity, but not enough to worry about with the moon. It's so easy. A caveman could do it. Oi! Time warp failure on my part. But not too much, actually. There's really nothing, no problems. So here we go. Let's zero ourselves out again. And here we are. There's the refueler. Alright, we're almost essentially stopped dead on balls with this thing. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we're approaching the state of the fueler. Now let me re-enable these RCS ports that I disabled earlier. I'm only going to enable one there. That's unnecessary to have both of them. Oh shit, look at that, my ladder is still down. It doesn't really affect anything, but that's just pretty funny. Alright, so let's point ourselves. Where's the lander? Should be right there. There it is. And let's just make ourselves a little bit easier. Let's point the docking port and on the refueler in the general direction of the lander. There we are. That looks good. Very good. We're going to make a nice solid docking. And let us... Oh, bug. I hate it. Every time you switch between them, they get out of whack. So let's just thrust ourselves forward a little bit with our RCS. Do a little time warp. Nothing major. Just to close the gap between us. And we are now down. There we go. Alright, so point yourself at the prograde and hit your N button to do your back retrograde, your back RCS to stop you again. And we're zeroed out. Pointing ourselves at it again. Let's just do 1 meter a second. That'll be good. Good. We're good. We're getting ever closer. And that's close enough. Actually, we're just going to let it drift a little bit more. Perfect. There we go. Alright. I'm darting. I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, sorry about that. Whoops, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to grab that phone call real quick. Alright, where were we? Alright, we're docking. So let's do this. It's docking time. We're getting a little bit closer. We're still going forward. Let's set that as the target so we point ourselves in the general direction of it. Oh, that's good enough, actually. And here we go. Set the docking port there as my target. And let us go. See how we did that? You just use your RCS controls to maneuver it around and such. And here we go. It's time to turn the SAS off to make it stick a little bit better. And come on. Come on, you bugger. Dock it up. Come on. Boy, it's being a fickle little bitch, isn't it? Dock, 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 dock. Well, let's turn this SAS off, see if that helps. Yep, there we go. We have successfully docked with our refueler. So let's shut down this engine. We don't want to use that bugger to get us home. And let's transfer all fuel here. And this is going to be our re-entry module as well, so to speak. So the lander is now completely empty of fuel. Transferred it all in. It's time to go home. Alright, and we're actually approaching on the what's it called? Node, the periapsis that I want to use to go home. So look at your map, whichever side you're on, go for the opposite. So, right here's the periapsis. Let's do it. And go prograde. And there we go. That's pretty much all you need, because this takes you out of lunar orbit and puts you into a Kerbal atmosphere or orbit. So let us turn ourselves to our designated target, and it's only going to be a 17-second burn to get us there. So let's do it. Let's get Bill and Jeb home for their retirement party. They're waiting for them. They are getting ready to cut the cake. We have to get them back there for the cake. This doesn't seem right. I feel like this is going to send me into a place I don't want to go. Nope, nope. I forgot one very important thing. We would have crashed if we didn't do this. We need to switch the control. So we're going to put the control there onto the remote, the robot. And as you can see, that would have screwed me up majorly because I would have crashed into the moon. I'm glad I caught that. Alright, so it's no big deal. We fixed it before any catastrophe happened. And now we can burn ourselves out of here. Say goodbye to the moon, Bill and Jeb. You're going home. And you are now well on your way home. And you now have escaped the mun. Congratulations, boys. Take one last look at it as you go. Okay. And we are now in orbit around planet Kerbal. Ooh, wow. Look at that. That's going to send us on another course to it. Holy crap. We're going to have a second encounter, but we aren't going to do that. We have no desire to do that. So let us find a way to fix it, which will probably be right here. And let's just burn ourselves. Yeah, that'll do it. Burn periapsis right here. Avoid the entire ordeal of coming into contact with it again. And that is going to get us at about... Oh, I want to see if we can get as close to the Kerbal Space Center as we can. They don't have time. They got to get to that party. So here we go. We set up our node again. And now we gotta turn until we find the damn thing. If we're not gonna be even on a good line to get with the Kerbal Space Center, I'm just not even gonna bother with it. I'll just re-enter. I think we spent enough time on this video. What do you think? So here we are. 1 hour until we get our node, but nothing a little time warp won't fix, eh? Eh? And there we go. Burn, baby. So that's what we're doing. We have plenty of fuel. We got more than enough fuel to get home. We could actually get home right now if I really wanted to, but I'm trying to be a little more pinpoint accurate than I normally am. And it looks like we might be on a good line. So let's create our orbit around the Earth, or I mean Kerbin. Turn ourselves retrograde again. Come on. Yeah, RCS, stop it. Yeah, I need to get one of those RCS boosters off the lander. It's really screwing it up. So let's burn ourselves retrograde until we get a nice little orbit that I want. Let's get a bird's eye view. Finger on the X at the ready. And let's see, what are you going to do for me? Where's the Kerbal Space Center? Because I can land this bitch now. Aha, there it is. Look at that. Alright, let's do it. Let's see if we can get this. There's the Kerbal Space Center right there. We're going to try and get as close as we can. I probably will land nowhere near it. And that's it. We're out of fuel. Maybe, if we're lucky, the wind or the air drag will actually, you know, do it for us. So let's undock. Thank you, Refueler Craft. You brought our boys home for their retirement party. So there you go. Arrgh. Get away from me. You've done your sacred duty. Do I have any RCS in there? Because I can actually use RCS to get it away. There we go. Just point straight down, buddy. And RCS away. Away into nothingness. And there's no parachutes on him. He's just going to be crash and destroy. Alright. Let's do this. It's time for coming down. Alright, let's see if the arrows braking or what have you is going to stop us. And it's going to be pretty damn close. Let's just activate the engine. Just for the kicks and giggles. We're completely out of fuel. There it is. There's the Kerbal Space Center. And there's the launch platform from when I took off. It's still there. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Alright. It's not going to... We're going to land like right on the water. Almost. Let's see. The aero braking is certainly taking effect. But we should still be able to see the land from wherever we take land. That's pretty cool. There's this thing made it all the way to the moon and back, almost right on the doorstep of the Kerbal Space Center. So let us now pop our parachutes. All 4 of them. Oh, bugger. All 4 of my parachutes. And let's land. We have done it. Look how close it is. I'm actually very pleased. This is one of my most accurate landings ever. Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to land on the moon and return in an unorthodox fashion with a refueling craft. I'm hoping it's helped you out a little bit. I'm sorry if this is a really long video, but really do hope it helped out for you. So now I will leave you with Jeb and Bill finally splashing down on their final mission. I don't know why I put the legs out, but you know, whatever. 100 meters. Thank you, Jeb. Thank you, Bill, for all of your Kerbal hard work. I splashed down. We broke the legs on the lander. Doesn't matter. Jeb and Bill are still alive. I am Wiseguy One. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.